Good morning and welcome to the Morning Espresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahil Philippos and here is today's big story. The Jammu and Kashmir administration exhumed the bodies of two civilians killed in the shootout with police that took place in Jammu and Kashmir on Monday after protests against the incident spread across the valley. The bodies of Altaf Bhatt, a businessman, and Dr. Mudassir Gul, a dentist, had not been handed over to the families. 4 people had been killed in Monday's encounter in Haidarpura, Srinagar, and buried quickly by police in Handwara, which is located about 70 kilometers away. And now for our stories exclusive to the Indian Express. As India seeks global collaboration on regulating cryptocurrencies, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi identifying them at the Sydney Dialogue as a key area for democracies to work together, the centre is working on drawing up a taxation framework for the sector following concerns that digital currencies are skirting the banking system. And now for our stories from the front page. A Ladakh politician representing Trishul along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh has urged Rajnath Singh to provide infrastructure, telecommunication, and other facilities in national interest to the villages in the area to make them comparable to the ones that are being built by the Chinese to assert territorial claims. The Supreme Court has given the go-ahead to the centre to disinvest its remaining 29.54% shares in Hindustan Zinc Limited. At the same time, it also directed a CBI probe into alleged irregularities in a previous disinvestment of 26% government shares in the company in 2002. The decision comes on a 2014 plea by the National Confederation of Officers Association of Central Public Sector Enterprises and certain others, challenging the government's proposed sale of its residual shareholding. The Allahabad High Court has directed that the marriages of 17 interfaith couples be registered without insistence upon or waiting for the approval of the competent district authorities with regards to the couple's conversion of faith. The court stated that while the state's Unlawful Conversion Act did not prohibit interfaith marriage, individuals marrying outside their religion could possibly be subjected to harassment. Here are today's must-reads. A parliamentary standing committee headed by BJP Rajya Sabha member Sushil Kumar Modi is set to meet on November 25th to deliberate on electoral reforms, including the linking of Aadhaar with the voter ID. In August this year, the Indian Express had reported that the government had approached the UIDAI, or the Unique Identification Authority of India, with a proposal to permit the EC to use Aadhaar for registration of new voters. 3 years ago, a single-member committee chaired by a retired Madhya Pradesh High Court judge released a report that revealed serious lapses in the award of degrees to over 150 students of the National Law Institute University in Bhopal. Now, the General Council of the university has just found new ways to regularize the degrees of most of the students. It has not initiated criminal action against any of the 9 staff involved as recommended in the scathing report. According to a nationwide survey conducted by independent think tank India Police Foundation, Bihar scored the lowest in terms of overall policing, followed closely by Uttar Pradesh. Meanwhile, the southern states as well as parts of the northeast fared considerably better on most policing indices as compared to states up north. The national average of satisfaction with the police has been found to be at 69%. Fintech app Paytm's parent company 197 Communications Limited made a week debut at the stock exchanges on Thursday, listing at a loss of over 9% below their issue price and eventually settling after hitting a low circuit towards the end of its first day. We explain why this happened and what it means for coming offerings. And finally, Venkatesh Iyer had struggled to get things going for the Kolkata Knight Riders on a 2-pace pitch in Sharjah against the Rajasthan Royals. He hung in, though, to move to 38 of 34 deliveries, but then tried a big reverse sweep against the leg spinner Rahul Tewatia, only to be bowled. Dinesh Sharma, one of Iyer's mentors and his long-time coach at Maharaja Yashwantrao Cricket Club in Indore, was unimpressed seeing him give away a hard-earned start. And that's all for today's Morning Espresso. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for the latest news updates.